We have 3 boys that we were blessed with. We raised them in the Metro Vancouver area, in one of the Tri-Cities. We had a typical lifestyle. The boys went to a private elementary school. In high school, the 2 older boys attended a private high school, and we then transferred them over to a public school. They were very active in sports. They were great sports or athletes. We noticed some behavioral changes in them, more so around the ages of 15, 16, 17, but we attributed it to typical high school, typical teenager, nothing's wrong. The dialogue at home was always open. They could come to us and speak to us about anything and everything. No judgment ever. It was brought to our attention by our oldest son when he was, I would say about 21, 22. It was in the summer of 2009 that he had had a bout of psychosis, and we couldn't figure out what that was all about. We later found out that he was an active addict and was using substance. Not at the time, we didn't know what it was. He sought help. He went through a recovery home. We thought after the first recovery home that a 60-day stint was the miracle of all miracles, and that we got our son back. And that was where the journey began. We had the ups, the downs, and we couldn't figure out what the heck was going on, because when we would ask him openly, he didn't elaborate. And it was always our problem, and that we caused this. We noticed behavioral problems with our second child, but again, attributed it to being a teenager. We really noted that there was something wrong, I would say about 5 years ago. And we tried to get him help. We went through, again, the ups and the downs. We asked them both to leave the home. They did, they came back, and we played this game of in and out all the time. Our eldest son was introduced to Together We Can, I believe in 2014. He was here for a little while, did well, and then became active again as his addiction. I can honestly and happily say today that they're both doing well. Our eldest son is 5 months clean and sober, living in second stage with Together We Can. Our second son, I could happily say that he's 18 months clean and sober. He did a number of recovery times with Together We Can, and Together We Can always welcomed him back, an open heart and an open mind and open arms. They always told him he had a place to go when he was ready. And there's these little angels out there that actually look for them and tell them they're not going to be forced into recovery. But when they're ready, they can come back. And he took that hand on more than one occasion and came back. I'm really thankful to the unsung heroes, because we don't know who they are. Only the Only the guys who deal with them know who they are. As I said, I can happily say he's 18 months clean and sober. He's been through the second stage living, was there for almost a year, and moved out on his own and is doing exceptionally well. Today, it's awesome. We could laugh, we could joke, we could talk, we can have serious talks. We don't feel as guarded as we did. We don't feel unhappy, we don't feel insecure, and we don't feel the, oh my goodness, what's next? It's great. It's really great. Moments when I think back and I think of their active addictions, it wasn't nice. It was loud, it was ugly, it was mean, it was not nice. Not being able to have a conversation with children that you've raised. And today, to be able to pick up the phone, to be able to see them, to be able to hug them, to hear these simple words of, I love you. When we end our conversations, it's awesome. It's the little things in life. It's awesome. What I would say to families that are just noticing this journey of addiction and that have loved ones out there is to reach out, be informed. Reach out to us at Family Anonymous. You're not alone, and don't feel embarrassed or ashamed, and don't feel like you're going to be judged, because we're all here to help. We're here to support you. Creating healthy boundaries is easier said than done. And when our second son was in recovery, we were introduced to a support system that was just being rolled out, which is the Family Anonymous support group that Together We Can so generously offered one of their rooms for, parents and loved ones to come together and just talk. Because as much as we know and think that we're alone, we're really not. And I came to one of the meetings. It was awkward, but once we started to talk, I recognized that I'm not alone, that this journey of addiction is more common than I even began to imagine, and that our journeys are very similar as loved ones, and how coming together once a week really brought the sanity back and brought some real peace. And it brought things to the forefront. And it was great to be in a place where we all understood each other. Nobody's giving their ideas, nobody's giving their advice. We come to a place of commonality, and we come to a place where we can actually just hear each other out and know that we've all understand each other, really, and know that we all have the same journey. It's to me, my husband, it's been our saving grace. It allows us to draw definite lines in the sand. It also allows us to be able to talk to our loved ones, whether they're in addiction or not, and they know that we have a support group and that they can't manipulate us the way they used to. They can't talk to us in circles. They can't change their conversation with us, because when they know that Family Anonymous is supporting us, they know that we know where they're getting to. And I can honestly say that one of my sons said, "You attending Family Anonymous keeps me on track." And it's made a huge difference in our lives. It truly has.